Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are diving into April in this, so it's March 31st through April 6th. Blowing my mind here. And I decided to use, it's early for the farmer's market. It is. Usually that's like an end of May thing, but I love these stickers so much. Got them a little ways back, and I think because I've been buying some different foods and adding more fruits and vegetables, like just trying a different variety of things. I think that's why my eye kind of picked these up today. And I just got a 942, which is like a warmer tan, just to kind of match some of the browns in here because I want these colors to pop. I could probably get a green too, but maybe we'll just do green dots. And I just did April here. I'm kind of filming them in reverse order. So I'm going to hide that for a moment. But this was this last week. And yeah, I used the little droplets here in the yellow. This was pretty cheerful to use. I have a lot more things on my to-do list I need to take care of. But I really like this. This was working. I just love the vibrancy of everything. And I guess I kind of realized that on Fridays, I've done this for about a year. Fridays are my days to kind of sit down and call customer service a whole bunch of times and see what I can get accomplished. There was a bill for my, what are they called? Biopsies, and it's a pathology bill that when I had my hysterectomy, they wanted to check all my lymph nodes and check to see if there was cancer, because they only detected precancerous cells when I was called upon. They were like, you got to get this done. So, and I was like, yes, I kind of was leaning that way anyway. I wanted either a hysterectomy or ablation, and that it just turned out that's the way I had to go regardless. Very, very happy to have that done. But this bill, what had happened was they just kept saying, well, it went back and forth. It went back and forth, back and forth. I think I might want to use one of those. And I don't want to use the drops. I have green dots I want to use. I don't think, do I want to use the purples? The purples are, yeah, they're too far off. I could have used those somewhere else. So maybe I'll just have those out for now. But I do like the green. It matches really well. I do like that green. So I had my hysterectomy in June of 23. It is over a year and a half later. And this company was like, you still have this giant bill because all these tests of everything cost a lot. So I had excellent insurance at the time. Thank goodness. That was luck. That was luck. Considering what has happened since, it's just sometimes you get great insurance and sometimes it's gone. And that's one of the reasons why we're moving, because with what I have, with staying on top of that, just in case anything comes back in my ovaries, I was able to keep my ovaries, and my Crohn's and anything else that pops up. We love the concept in the Netherlands that it's health insurance is not tied to your employment. And there's just a period after that sentence. It's just like, that's it, right? Like and we're fortunate enough to be looking to go and making this move and everything. Tasks I want over here, because tasks to me are, do I want a highlight under that? I think I do. And anyway, so at the time of the hysterectomy, I only owed like a little bit more of my out of pocket, like everything so far. I had been to the ER already. I had gone to multiple doctor visits. One OBGYN was like, you're fine. I knew I wasn't fine. I've talked about this before. But if you're new here, that's kind of my story. I had ER visit in February, uncontrolled bleeding, and I had to then go back to my GYN, and she was like, yeah, you're kind of getting towards premenopause. I think that's it. And I'm like, that is not what happened. That's not, to me, what is, it's way too abnormal. So, normally I put these little dots like right next to, but I think I'm going to, where do I want these? I want these to stand out a little bit. Do I still want them? Yeah, I think I want them here so that I have like the checklist kind of going there. I'm going to try that this week, of having these a little different. It's slightly different, right? Like it really is still very much similar to what I do. Anyway, got the surgery, got the bills. Most everything was covered because, yeah, I had just gotten to the point in June that I had paid everything out of pocket already. So, I'm trying to look at the spacing here. I think I want it there. And so what happened was they sent this one bill twice to my insurance. It was for the same amount, $1,909. And then they sent it again. So there were two claims under my insurance. I don't have this insurance anymore, but they do take care of you when they call, because we were once a customer and we are still dealing with this BS. I think I want to highlight on this side too. So yeah, I'm just forming a plan here for these. And then the insurance goes, wait a minute. You billed us twice for that. You need to return it. So they returned 1909. They had paid two 1909s, and then they returned one. And then they said to me, well, you got to pay the 1909 now because you don't have insurance to cover that or something. When they were trying to double dip. But then when I called a month ago, is there more? Yeah, there's more. Okay. When I called a month ago, they were like, no, there were actually two different labs. Because often when you get labs done, especially if you're chronically ill, you will get the same labs done over and over again. So like whenever I get my infusion, I get a lab that checks where most of my, like, are most of my organs normal, right? And, let's see, do I want to highlight up there? No. And so you'll get these like $20, $40 bills that are just the same every single time. And so that's what I kind of thought it was like, oh, there's just two of them. I mean, well, yeah. How it was explained to me is like, no, we had to do two. They just happened to be for the same amount. And then I said, well, so I called my insurance and they're like, wait. And this was a month ago. And they were like, well, I do see slightly different numbers here, but this is mainly for the same thing. So they called them and said, here's the EOB. This is for the same thing, and you can't charge for it twice. And they faxed it over. This was before our trip. This was like February 28th. So I'm like, well, it's been a month, because it's been a month. I'm going to check in on things, because so many times this stuff gets out of hand. And I'm glad I did, because the pathology lab says, no, we didn't get a single fax. You still owe us money. I'm like, what now? They're like, yeah. I said, well, how long does it take to get a fax? How does it take a little while to process that? Because my insurance waited until the 17th of the month after the 28th. So the 17th of March after February 28th. And said, and that's when they sent the fax. I'm like, that is 17 days. How many business days? Probably 10. I don't know. I'm not going to count it. But, okay, my lovelies here. So we have a couple bags of things. A couple kind of like, I mean, we have bags of a lot of things, but top down. Let's put some pears here. So, actually, I should put lines first. I kind of want to, well, sometimes I have to think about like what layers of stuff do I want to do. I think I still want to highlight. This feels a little plain. I want to have a little something here at the bottom. Okay. And so I first called my insurance yesterday. And I said, what's going on with this? Did you figure out anything? And they were like, we sent a fax, so just contact them. And I'm like, okay. So I contact them. They said they got 0 fax and that they still need to provide that. And I'm like, can you call them and get it from them? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay. Something is a little off here. And so then I proceed and call my insurance again. And they said, how many times have you called about this? I said, I called a couple times in February, a couple times now. I'm up to 4 calls within a month. And this had popped up the year before as well. So multiple times. They said, you know what? We need to file a complaint. She said, and she was awesome. The next person I dealt with was like, okay, you're getting this runaround and getting misinformation, and we're going to get this kind of settled now. He said, you are a, what is it? No, because at the time I didn't owe any. I was outside the out of pocket. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's not no fault. What is it? No liability? No cost? I'm trying to remember how she phrased it. I wrote it down in my notes because if you're ever talking to anybody, you get their name, you write down the date and time, and you get the case number, the reference number. Or to like keep referring to the same reference number that you've been using. I think I want these a little darker. So she saw all the previous notes and she's like, yeah, we need to like make a complaint against them because they should not be coming to you for any of this. None of it. And I'm like, oh, I mean, I kind of knew that deep down because, yeah, I paid my deductible, I paid my out of pocket. So she said, because they're contacting you at all right now, we need to, that is against the policy of the contract that we have with them. And to be in network, right? She's like, let me just check to make sure this was in network. And she looked it up. She said, yes, this was all in network. And so, what do I want to write in here? Oh, I wanted to do, I forgot to put the, meals area sometimes here. There we go. And then we're going to put green dots, and then we're going to put these big stickers, big, beautiful stickers. So she called them up yet again and was like, what is going on here? You're like harassing our customer. And I was just kind of shocked to be on, I'm like, am I on the side of the insurance company right now? Is that what's happening? Because that's not normally what happens, right? You're normally arguing it out with the insurance company. And we have many a time, especially when we were with United and they were not paying for any of the promised coverage that they were supposed to be providing for my son's occupational therapy. So that was a nightmare, and my husband was part of a lot of those calls, and I'm so thankful. I really am. So they did finally acknowledge. I love these pairs. This matches like everything exactly. So we're going to just do a variety of things. We got some really good avocados this last week. I don't know how we got that. These might be some mushrooms. I can't quite tell what's in these jars, but they're pretty. They're very pretty. And these kind of look like a lot of the buds right now. I think this is a food though. Let's see. I don't know quite what this is. Here, it looks like some like little flowers or something, but it might be a like garlic scapes or something. I don't know. Gorgeous. So she's like, yeah, they did acknowledge they weren't supposed to be contacting you. They took you off that list. They shouldn't be contacting you anymore. I'm like, okay, well, they said that last time and they contacted me again with an invoice. So, I'm trying to think if I want, let's see, let's put the figs over on this side. Let's just put them right here. And she said, okay, so she came back after that. She's like, they've acknowledged they're not supposed to be doing this. Do you want to file a complaint? And I'm like, yes. I'm about to leave the country and we need to like get this taken care of because it's been over a year, coming up on 2 years. So we filed a complaint. Let's see. And yeah, so they got in trouble. I guess that's where we left it. But it does feel good to like be like, look, I've been going back and forth with you and this is something that needs to be settled. And I think for the most part now, they know they're not supposed to be, because they had all my insurance information. They submitted the claim the first time. Someone decided, let's just delete the insurance information on this particular claim. I want to put a little avocado up here. And make it look like you don't have anything. And if it's a duplicate, they were trying to get paid twice. And so put these beautiful leeks right here. We've been doing more leeks lately. I think I want to do something over here too. This big bag. Let's see. Kind of want to shopping on the weekend kind of thing there. This is really pretty. Like a cutting board. Oh, that's a little too similar to down below. Let's see. Well, we have, okay, I think I'm going to put this kind of like right here and in between the days. These are also beautiful. I wish, I feel like I'm shopping right now and like, is this what I'm bringing home to enjoy at home? Kind of do that. It's kind of like turning into a circle, huh? Let's see what we can put here. Oh, I thought I grabbed the pears. I'm like, I want to put the pears, and then I put, I don't know, those oranges. That's funny. Let's see what would kind of even this out here. It's hard on the vertical page. It just kind of is. I think if I put this in the middle, some apples. We got the two bags looking down. So let's get that there. So what I was thinking I watched after I got all those phone calls done, but I think I watched before. I was going to say, I think the treat after getting through those phone calls was to catch up on Yellow Jackets, which is quite excellent right now. That show is for some people. It's not for everybody, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. So I could do this here. I think it kind of, I don't know. I used up all my stickers. It feels really good. I definitely am leaning into a bunch of new foods, and this is really inspiring me to stay on that, to try new things. Taking the approach of liking some of the foods I normally like and adding things. Like adding things. Adding strawberries, adding raspberries, adding any type of berries, adding leeks, adding whatever. Whatever sounds good. Because my husband and I think I mentioned this, when we came back, we were searching for some of the foods, we had over in the Netherlands, and definitely, had a very different vibe, but you kind of have to go in person and shop with your eyes, and we hadn't done that much. We normally do a lot of assembling the order online, but we wanted to, look at just other options, and that was really helpful to do when we came back. So, April. We are into April. Just have that one kind of appointment that my husband has. And then I have, the next week, that's not a GI. That's my PCP. I was writing them both, and so I got a little confused there. Let me make sure in May. So May, GI in person. I had just written it wrong here. So, what's another show I was watching? Well, I'm into true crime stuff, so I was watching the Happy Face Killer. I had heard about it, but I do really like the actress. I forgot her name. And I actually did notice quite a lot of women on the production of the show as well. There was a lot of women directors and writers on that show too. So, started that one. What other shows am I watching? Well, White Lotus. There's another episode tomorrow. We'll see. It's well done. It always kind of crosses the edge of things and kind of shows how interesting things can be. But what else? Oh, I watched Paradise. That's interesting. If you're sensitive to natural disasters or apocalypse things, I wouldn't watch it. It was interesting. I thought, like, it started off and I heard really good things about it. I love the main actor. Sterling K. Brown is amazing in whatever he does. American Fiction is amazing. If you haven't seen the movie American Fiction, I saw it when I came out. Actually, and one of my friends is friends with the writer of that. When he first wrote the book and then optioned it for a movie. And I think he has another book that's being turned into a movie now too. But it started off with like a really interesting premise. Then it turned very TV-like. One episode is amazing. I can understand why a lot of people are talking about how like it does feel like a movie. It's one of the later episodes. But they only had so much budget for a TV show. And so some of the things you can tell they just had to kind of skimp a little bit on. And they played the theme music so repetitively. I'm like, how much did they license? What's his name? I'm trying to I can picture his face. Anyway, it's the main song in the whole thing. And they just play that over and over and over. I'm like, you don't need to play it that many times. You don't. Either they ran out of some money to option other music, or they ran out, I don't know, or they just counted on this song to just kind of carry through so much. But it's Another Day in Paradise. Who sings that? Okay, you guys are probably... I know it's not Paul Simon. I'm a big Paul Simon fan. It was not Paul Simon. I'm thinking of the other guy. The guy who does the drums that everybody kind of makes fun of. Oh my gosh. Is this gonna... Okay, I gotta look this up. Phil Collins. Okay, Phil Collins. That's what it is. They don't actually play his song, but someone redid the song, and so they just played it way too much. So it's good, but like, I don't know. And I won't say anything more about it because it might kind of give away some things. So that's what I've been watching. I wanted to have kind of a media tracker in here, but I kind of just write it down in my 5-year diary, like things I've watched, and just kind of mention it just so there's a hint of it. I don't know. When I kind of wrote it in here, I was like, do I write it in my vertical area? Do I have a whole tracker somewhere? It didn't really flow with the beginning of the book. So I don't know. I don't really know where to put it. And maybe I could kind of go back and fill in a tracker of some kind, but what do you do to track your media? I know people have media trackers, and I would love to hear how like I'm a huge TV episode person. Every once in a while I'll watch a movie, but for the most part it's mainly TV series that I watch. So how do you track that when you're like watching multiple days? It's kind of like reading a book, but when you're watching shows that come out every week, It's like all of March. Well, Yellow Jackets started on Valentine's Day, and it's going to go through April. So how do you mark that? Do you put like a dot for each of the weeks? I don't know. I could see where, like at the beginning here, I need to go back and update some of these. I was doing pretty well on some of these, but like, just for instance, this section, could you put like the name of the show here if they're weekly? I guess there's enough room here that you could write each of those and have little dots for them. But then if it's just like a single, like if you binge watch 4 episodes of something and that's it, like you watch the whole series of something, you could just write it in here, I guess. I don't know. That's why I had trouble kind of figuring that out. So let me know what you do. I would love to hear. Take care, everyone. Please, if you enjoyed this, like it and subscribe on the way out. And until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.